Breath of the Wild player and combat connoisseur Karaki challenged me to attempt to beat Breath of the Wild's divine beasts without jumping. A couple things to keep in mind. First, if I accidentally jump,
Don't equip your shield, and I jumped.
then I'm gonna allow myself to reload a save before the jump and keep a clean file. Next, Amiibo can be useful for saving jumps or making certain spots easier, so I'll only be using Amiibo if absolutely necessary. Finally, this is not X-less. Just because you have to press X to jump does not mean that pressing X to glide or swim or anything else like that is against the rules. Only stuff like jumping from a tree, jumping while shield surfing, and actually jumping are not allowed. Let's get into the challenge. The Great Plateau was a breeze, especially when getting the tower. However, it was a little tricky getting used to not jumping.
Oh yeah, I definitely jumped there, out of muscle memory. Dang it! I did not equip your shield, and I jumped. Oh, I just tried to climb jump.
After collecting the paraglider, I made my way to Zora's domain with a BLSS to complete the first divine beast, Ruta.
Alright, this is coming up on the Zora quest, so I can get into the first divine beast. This is like the longest series of cutscenes in like all dungeons. It takes like 4 minutes, it's crazy.
After you finish all the cutscenes and start the Divine Beast quest, you need to collect 20 shock arrows and return to Sidon to start the attack on Ruta. Since I decided to go to Ruta first, I didn't get a chance to go buy shock arrows from an earlier shop. This means we have to go up to the Lionel. The game implores you to sneak around this Lionel and pick up shock arrows it's fired into the trees around it. However, I had pretty much zero good weapons so far, so I decided to fight him. It turns out fighting a Lionel jumpless is a bit harder than I expected. Normally, you would perform flurry rushes by backflipping over the sword with right timing. This dodges attacks and gives quite a bit of damage, but obviously we can't jump, so we have to parry almost every single attack by pressing A at the right time. This gives us a smaller window to hit the Lionel, but it still works. This wasn't working. I only had a single one-handed weapon, which broke really quickly. With the two-handed weapon, you can only get 1 or 2 hits at most per parry. And if I fail a parry, I either die or take a ton of durability on my shield. My 2 shields combined give me a collective of 5 chances to fail a parry. Otherwise, I'm pretty much dead.
I can't believe it.
I needed a new way to fight the Lionel. If you headshot a Lionel with a bow, it gets stunned for a few moments. This allows Link to mount the Lionel and get 5 hits before getting thrown off. However, there is something very special about mounting a Lionel. These 5 hits do 0 durability to the weapon you're using. Not only this, but I could use a two-handed weapon spin attack to make use of the other weapons. It was time to try again.
Just missed it. Why am I missing so many parries?
Finally, we have all the shock arrows we need and we can fight Ruta. This fight is a breeze and we can move on to the interior of Ruta. All 4 divine beasts have an interior section where you have to activate 5 terminals that then allow you to activate the main terminal. The first 2 are pretty easy, but the next 3 are where it gets tough. We can use Ruta's trunk to spin this wheel and get us up to the 3rd terminal. But then we have a problem. We don't have any way to get up to the other 2 terminals. They are both way too high up. This is where mid-air wind bombs come into play. By running off a ledge, gliding, dropping 2 bombs in bullet time, and exploding the first, you can have the second bomb slam into Link, sending him upward. Now we can put out this fire with Ruta's trunk and get the 4th out of 5 terminals. The last one is on Ruta's trunk, meaning we need some way to get height and distance. First, I climbed onto the side of the trunk and then raised it up. This chest I could stand on while it rotated to give me enough height to drop down onto a different part of Ruta. To set up BLSS jumpless, you have to be airborne, then press B to unequip your shield and finish the setup. I used this ledge, then dropped down here to BLSS all the way to the end of the trunk. Finally, we have the last terminal, and all that's left is Waterblight.
Nice, halfway health on Waterblight. Really. Gotta finish with the torch. No. Okay, I'm gonna do the torch for the final throw. Torch for the win!
We can travel to the next Divine Beast, Medoh, with a BLSS as usual. I knew I need to teleport to the shrine later, so I activated it and traveled to Tabantha Tower to collect the Claymore.
And this is where the Claymore is. I think it's up there. Wait, nope, it's over here. This is gonna come in handy.
Finally, we can make it to Medoh Village and start the quest.
That's a super launch. There we go.
This whole section is in the air, so we don't have to worry about jumping.
I think I can just sort of run off right here and then paraglide. Ooh, this might be tricky. Run off the edge and then boom. Nice, right into the terminal. You can just get to it right here. Alright, that's 3 out of 5 terminals. This is going very quickly so far.
Using a BLSS, we can make it to this updraft and shoot the eye midair to make it to the 4th terminal.
Let's see, maybe if I use a bomb arrow and aim it right there. Yep, this should work. Nice. Medoh's going very well so far. This. Whack it 3 times? Oh, well that was with double hits, but... And then on stasis. Boom. Fast strats. We are on to Windblight.
Windblight is the boss of Medoh, and it centers around the mechanic bullet time. While high enough in the air, you can pull out your bow and enter slow motion. However, to glide on these updrafts into the air, you have to jump. Luckily, there's a ledge next to the updraft behind Link, and we can use this to get bullet time and defeat Windblight with ease.
No, I thought I had 1 hit.
With some ease.
Boom. 2 Divine Beasts done.
The 3rd Divine Beast, Rudania, is centered around the volcano. Without armor, Link will burn to a crisp. However, I knew I was short on rupees, so I opted to buy some fireproof elixir from the nearby stable and head up to the southern mine. Someone there will give you the chest piece of the fireproof armor in exchange for 10 fireproof lizards, which are literally right next to it. Come on dude, why are you looking around like that? With elixir and armor combined, we can make our way to start the Rudania quest. Talk to Boldo, save Yunobo, talk to Boldo, save Yunobo, go shoot Yunobo at a giant lizard. Seems simple enough.
I think there's only 3, so 2 more. Alright, just 1 more left and then we get to the cool part. Yeah, that works. That's horrid. No, not Yunobo! No! Probably had a friend's family. He had such a bright future. But yeah, that's the last cannon. Now we can finally get to the cool part of this quest.
Immediately, we are cast into darkness and have to use the torches to light the way to a pedestal that turns the lights back on and allows you to turn Rudania 90 degrees. At the first terminal, things are already getting interesting. There's an exploit with the collision on this door that allows you to walk through it when it's sideways. The only problem is once it's sideways, you can't walk back over this ledge.
Yes, it's a metal chest, we can get it. First, I'm going to turn the Divine Beast sideways. And instead of doing this the normal way, I can do this, crouch, and then just go through the eye. Which is pretty sick. Terminal. Okay, that's 2 out of 5.
The rest of the terminals
Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me.
are definitely more difficult, but also definitely possible.
Sorry. And that's 3 out of 5 done. Fireblight time. Alright, almost phase 2. There we go, second phase. Nice. And that's third Divine Beast done.
And now we come to the insane gauntlet that is Naboris. First, we start off by BLSSing to Gerudo Town and starting the quest to get in. Buy the clothes to get in, and start the Yaga Clan quest.
We're going to do Yaga Clan skip jumpless.
Usually, one would just sneak through the hideout and get to the Koga fight, but that's boring. So if you go to the hideout straight away, the trigger isn't there for the fight. But by shield clipping in, you can trigger the loading zone and skip the whole thing. But how can we do that without jumping? Well, by climbing up the wall, dropping down, and shield surfing, you can land on the slope and get skew. Then you can climb up this part of the wall, drop down, and perform a shield clip.
This guy. Oh my god, we just knocked him to the side. Oh my gosh.
Then we can finally start the trigger for the fight.
But yeah, done with Koga and on to Naboris. Second time. Ah! We just got stepped on by Naboris. It's fine. Alright, got it.
The Naboris fight is a breeze, and we can finally enter the interior. With the first two terminals, we can simply turn the cylinders around and ride up into the box. The only straightforward way to get to the neck is to run off the side in midair. For this puzzle, you have to set up a bunch of squares and channel electricity to these torches. Now this is tedious, time-consuming, and I didn't know if it would work jumpless. Instead of trying, I decided to head straight for the Thunderblade. If you simply drop a Thunderblade next to a torch, then it will not generate electricity. However, if you attack then drop the Thunderblade, then the elemental effects will remain active. Now we can move on to the fourth terminal with the midair. Simply get rid of the eye and collect the terminal.
There we go.
And now we come to the last terminal, where things get really interesting. You need two sources of electricity to open the gate. I can get one from this electric orb, but the other orb would take a super long time to get, and I left my Thunderblade back at the neck. You can use a Wind Palm or Rivali's Gale to get over the fence, but both require a jump. By getting skew on the slope, I knew I could then place a barrel near the gate, and not shield clip, not extended shield clip, but repeated shield clip through the gate. A repeated shield clip is when you have a very small skew, meaning you can shield jump multiple times in the middle of the first, pushing Link further into the wall. Wait, no! It turns out that if you get far enough past the gate, the game will automatically open it for some reason. This means I just need to clip far enough into the gate for it to open long enough to walk through.
We made it! Oh my god, it actually worked! We made it far enough into the gate that it just let us... Wow, I can't believe that worked.
And with the final terminal completed, it was time for Thunderblight. It turns out fighting Thunderblight jumpless is a bit harder than I expected. Thunderblight attacks really quickly, making it so you have to flurry rush. Since we can't do that, we have to resort to parrying. The plan is to parry, break Thunderblight's shield, and then run off this ledge to get bullet time, and spam with bomb arrows. With first phase complete, it's on to second phase. Thunderblight immediately spawns rods he strikes with lightning. You can magnesis these under Thunderblight to shock it, giving an opportunity for bomb arrows. The problem is, Thunderblight gets up almost immediately, meaning you'll have to be next to a ledge already when shocking Thunderblight. In second phase, Thunderblight gets electricity on his weapons. In first phase, you could get away with Thunderblight hitting your shield and taking some durability. But not so lucky this time.
Yeah, okay.
You have to get at least 2 parries in this phase without messing up once. With the last Divine Beast complete, we can head to Hyrule Castle. I followed roughly along the same route as the speedrun to get some extra weapons.
Oh, and I got it. That's actually surprising. Fine, I'll go shirtless.
And with the final BLSS to the Sanctum, we can start the final fight.
But yeah, on to Ganon. Another parry. Another parry there. This does a ton of damage. Nice. Also halfway. I ran out of stamina. Boom!
With Calamity down, it's on to Dark Beast.
Come on. Forgot to aim. And just for extra style points, we're gonna do it from the tree. Boom! 602.25. Nice.
So I did a poll on both YouTube and Discord, seeing if I should continue with these shorter weekly uploads or start doing some longer ones. The consensus was to do longer ones, so now I'm uploading much bigger videos every 2 to 4 weeks. And also I'm now streaming on Twitch. You can join my Discord to get notified of when it happens, or just simply follow and turn on alerts.